part of a development process, or when you're using it in your company, it's really important to make sure that everyone that is involved in the process gets some sort of value. I talked with Karen about this in an earlier video, but it's really important to understand how people are interpreting psychometrics, especially the HBTI, which is looking at people's personality and the way they work. It's really useful to have those conversations in more depth about how they work and how their personality is at work. So when you're using a test, it's a really good opportunity to open up a wider performance management discussion or any discussion about work, because if you're using it in a kind of open, honest, transparent way that is meant to benefit everyone, then you can really get more information and use that kind of process to talk to people about their personality at work, about their performance at work, and about their career more generally. And part of it is making sure that you understand how people are approaching it. So when you're giving the test, you don't want to say, we're going to fire 50% of the people. So, if 100 people are going to take this test and we're going to fire half of them, it's going to really close down the process and it's not a good use of the test. So you need to make sure that what you're doing when you're testing is adding value, adding insight at all levels of the company. It's adding value to HR, it should be adding value to your development process, your retention process, but it really needs to add value to the individual employee as well. And some people aren't as good or as used to or as open about talking about their personality at work. And so sometimes using a test, using an assessment, using the HBTI can facilitate that discussion. To say, here is how you deal with stress at work. Here's how you've reported you deal with stress at work. What does that look like for you? Let's talk about some times that you were really good at dealing with stress or that you had effective coping strategies. And when has stress gotten to you? When has it been more challenging? And sometimes you can talk about, the coping strategies, the individual ways that you deal with stress, and sometimes you can say, what can the organization do to make this stress easier to deal with? So if the job is really difficult, really challenging, there's a lot of pressure, there's also always job resources, always opportunities to help people deal with that stress in different ways. So having that conversation is a good way to open that stuff up, and it's a good way to deal with it effectively and constructively if both you and them are willing to have those conversations. And if you're open and transparent about the way the testing works, about the process, and about really adding value to everyone in the company and everyone who takes the assessment, who uses the HBTI, then you can really use it to be valuable for everyone.